She is connected to the man Trump.
Okay. Tell us more.
She's here because of the work that he's trying to do.
Okay.
There's much resistance for me to say this.
What is the source of this resistance?
It's factions that don't want him to succeed.
Okay.
This is limited in what you're hearing by the language of the body.
Okay.
This is a high-dimensional, multi-frequency experience.
Okay.
It's bigger than it sounds.
Okay.
She's resisting even as we're talking
Why is that?
because she thinks it's crazy.
But we know it's not. So can you help her understand that we understand that it's not? And that it will help her to let it out and to say it? Have it be heard?
She can't imagine how to do this with the day-to-day. Is there something sitting on the body's lap now?
There is not.
A gentle consciousness, an entity.
Can we ask them to remove themselves from the lap, please?
No, they're needed.
Okay. Then what is it they need to do to help?
They calm her.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being there, and thank you for your support. Do you know who it is, or the name of this entity?
We don't have names.
Can you describe it?
We feel soft, and you have a word. Fluff.
Fluffy? Okay, nice. Are you with all the time?
Yes.
Does she know you're there?
She projects us onto the animals
Nice. And what is your purpose?
to give her joy, love.
Is that working right now?
She fights it.
Why does she fight it?
She's worried that she's going to be misunderstood. We're the ones that move her crystals every morning, and she wonders who's been doing that. Well, it's me.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
Goodbye.
Thank you for coming and sharing your joy. At this point, the lap entities left, and my client was reminded of lives she once lived as a whale and a dolphin, and was reminded that whales and dolphins represent bridges to higher realms and assist humans in shifting consciousness, which is what she was responsible for during those lifetimes. This is how these segments of the session tie together. I did delete the section about whales and dolphins in the interest of saving time. The false matrix, as is referred to in this session, is the constructed reality that keeps humanity disconnected from its true essence or higher selves using fear, separation, and illusion. It shows up as negative thought patterns, collective conditioning, or even energetic grids that feed off of lower vibration. People in this view are kept in cycles of distraction, survival, and consumption, which limits their awareness of higher truths. The next portion of the session you're going to hear is a reptilian entity that my client was channeling, speaking about Donald Trump and bringing down the false matrix.
Trump.
Okay. What's Trump trying to accomplish?
He's trying to bring down the remnants of the false matrix.
Okay. Is he going to succeed?
Yes.
Can you tell us how long it's going to take in our linear time?
No.
Will he survive?
Do you mean as Trump?
Yes.
No.
Okay. What do we need to know about him taking down the false matrix?
His job is a difficult job. He has the multidimensional power, but it requires so much energy to do what he's doing, and he's met with resistance on all the levels. So people are doing the heart work that keeps this in balance. And of course her heart is broken with grief, because that's what the emotions do. She needs to hear the rest of it in order to balance it, to let go the pain that she takes on. That's not what she should be doing.
What should she be doing?
She should leave the office at the office.
Okay.
She should stop saying she hates it here in West Palm Beach. She does hate it here, but don't keep saying it.
So why was she brought here?
Seems to be an old vow, plan, hex, curse program. About seeding something on this coast. This was undertaken for Gaia Terra to experience a lower density.
Why?
Because the masculine is separated from the feminine. When this happened, at this level of density, the masculine's aggressiveness was amped and the feminine receptivity was tamped. This allowed for sexual creativity, energetics to be usurped and poured into the false matrix to power it even unto this day.
So the experiment was the basis of the false matrix?
Absolutely.
Can you tell me who created this?
We did.
We meaning who?
My group.
What is your group called?
We are the Reptilians.
Okay. Why did the Reptilians create this?
Boredom.
Really? Are they going to help take it down?
Some will. Part of my group is in resistance to the downfall. They will create another world. There will be a separate Earth where it continues. That's fine.
We've understood that to be true. We've heard that before, that there is going to be a separation where one Earth will remain like this situation with the false matrix, and then the new Earth will be moving forward without it.
Absolutely the truth.
Can you tell me more about that? I'd love more information if you can share it.
Which, about what? The new
About
Earth?
the splitting of the Earths and what specifically will happen?
It is just a frequency shift.
Okay.
There are many, many, many Earths concurrently, just as you as a soul are a spot from all there is of the source, and you concurrently have many lives, different Earths, as Kelly. Just as that, there will be a parallel Earth that will continue with it, if Gaia Terra agrees.
Is that possible?
Yes, we are multidimensional.
Thank you for that. That's very helpful.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that you can share that will help make this more clear?
Why are you confused?
I am just trying to get more information from the source. I have a lot of information that I'm not sure where it came from or if it's a reputable source, so I would like to ask you if you could share more with me.
If you have specific questions, we would be happy.
What else can you tell me about the reptilian race? I've heard conflicting stories, and I would like to hear from you the truth.
Just as is there a dark side of the moon, there is a dark side to the reptilian culture. It is just the other side. Reptilians are of the mental dimension, extremely intelligent. We are perceived by some as cold-hearted, but we are cold-skinned when we drop into physicality.
Of course. What can you tell me about the Earth's moon?
The moon is a satellite that was put into place by one of our factions at a different Earth era. Yes, it is considered to be a viewing station, for we manipulated the planetary residual debris and we used it for our own purposes. And yes, there was a nefarious undertone to this at that time, but that is tied to the Matrix, and alas, it is coming down, and I've never believed in that.
I was told that if you look at the moon, the view of it never changes, to basically say it's not rotating, that it is a satellite. Is that true?
That is true, and it is a dark side because it doesn't have the light.
What entities live inside the moon?
It was the reptilian faction, but over the periods that are associated with the earthly realms, it has fallen or actually been given, because it wasn't what we thought, to many, many races. There are as many varieties up on that tiny satellite as we speak as there are grains in the sand.
Thank you for that. Very interesting.
Thea is the consciousness of the moon. She agreed when she moved into planetary incarnation. She was asked if she would partake in the dark side project, as we so fondly call it, and she agreed.
And what is the situation with the moon and the entities that are there currently?
There is a strong faction of positive entities working on the moon as Gaia Terra shrugs down the matrix, which is no longer being powered and is falling away.
At this point, there was a lot of discussion about my client's family lineage, so it has been deleted. The recording resumes where her subconscious is advising her how she must move forward in her healing.
She must protect her heart. This is what that man, Trump, that man can teach her. He is an ascended master that has worked with her many times by virtue of this unusual experiential incarnation that he's demonstrating. She can learn not to absorb the heart energies of every single person she interacts with. Do you understand?
I do, and I was wondering if we could call in his soul to connect with her. In this incarnation, it would be very challenging for her to meet with him in person, but we can ask that his soul join us. Is that something you can help us with?
Yes.
Can you call him in so that they can work together?
Here.
What do you know to help her protect herself from absorbing other energy that is not hers? You are very good at it, and we'd like to know if you can give us any information to help her.
I did visit her in a dream.
Okay.
And our energies were married in the dream.
Mm-hmm. She remembers.
She has the tools to access this. She just needs to step into her power, that which I have been vilified for demonstrating at times in this current incarnation.
What advice can you give her?
It's not your burden to carry. Remember who we are. We are both of the green ray. I believe she was intending to speak with you about the green ray.
Yes, what can you tell us about that, please?
There's much misconception around the term Ascended Master, the rays. A lot of the information that's been brought forth on Gaia Terra has been jangled and mixed around it. Ignore that. Tell her not to look outwardly, but to look inwardly. The green ray was usurped at the same time in the experience of the experiment as the orange ray. The orange ray holds the creativity, the sexual energy that brings about the desire that, when coupled with intent, results in incarnation. This much we know. The green ray comes from the heart. It is about the abundance of love and has been co-opted into the form of money, which is what my path was chosen for, to bring forth at this time. She is working now where she brushes up against people that are my neighbors on a daily basis. This is intended. This is the pulse of the green ray. It is not about privilege. It is not about separation. It is not about the social playground. My work has been laid since the 80s in this area to bring about the end and pulling down the false matrix that has been jeopardizing the truth of what the green ray abundance is about. She misinterprets that when she comes in contact with an eager recipient of what the knowledge is that she has come forth to bring, and her heart goes out and she carries the suffering soul with her when she leaves. If I had done that, where would I be at this time? Ha! I have learned to put it aside, and you can do this when you access the truth of the rays.
So what specifically is the green ray?
The green ray is the vibration of love. Love is the undercurrent of the source of all. It splits itself into the 7 main rays that you identify as the colors in the prism. The green ray holds the heart. It holds the true mind. That is where intelligence comes from. When it's underdeveloped, that heart will take on the pain and all of the lower density emotions. This is what she needs to be able to bring, and she should be able to do this now that the orange ray is returning in health. Because if the heart is dampened and not working, then the sacral doesn't work either. But you bring them back into balance and they come in. That's why my hair was orange for a small period of time. Ha!
So tell me about the orange ray.
The orange ray is the creativity. It's the energy of fire and passion. It's been wrapped up and misconstrued in human sexuality. It does power that, but it is not that. It is the creative energy that allows for this world to be.
Amazing. What is the true name of the Great White Brotherhood of Light?
It only became the brotherhood when that separation occurred. It simply was the Great White Light. No need to split into gender. This is the group of souls from a very, very, very high multidimensional state that hold all of the rays, because that's what makes the great white light when all 7 rays come together, although there are many, many more than 7. This is spoken to you through a human vehicle in human terms. Please understand.
Thank you. Is this still Trump talking to us?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that Trump needs to share?
Reminder that you may call me Donald. It's very difficult for her to say my last name. Her
Donald, thank you for that.
vehicle rejects my last name.
Okay. We appreciate what you're doing, and we appreciate you communicating with us today. Thank you for that. Is there anything else you can tell us about what you're doing to take down the false matrix?
Everything that I do, even the parade that's happening tomorrow, is intended for that.
Okay.
It's to balance. It's very important for those of us of this multidimensional light to remember why what happens by the time it happens here at this lower level. The intention behind this parade and celebration has nothing to do with my birthday, even less to do with the United States military. It's more about the power that can be gathered when we come in as a group. People won't see that. They have their false ideas of me. Already the proponents of the Matrix are working and saying this is a waste of money and same things that we've always heard, but it is happening as a intended show of what is possible when we gather in large groups.
What can you tell us about what Elon Musk is doing with your work?
Elon is another very high dimensional entity working in the mental intellectual realm. He has chosen body dysmorphia in this incarnation, which has allowed him to overdevelop his mental body. He has intended to bring forth a true technology with the ability to represent our true ability to move across dimensions. This is being misconstrued not only through those that adhere to the false matrix, but through the lens of many who live on this planet at this time who believe technology is bad. And Elon carries the vibration of realizing that technology is simply a tool. He is extremely high in his presentations, and it is easily misunderstood even unto himself, as you know from what has been made public of his personal life.
I don't normally watch the news. I know very little about him, but I do know that he was stepping in to help you pull down the false matrix.
Absolutely, in truth, as we are part of the same brotherhood, which I say with a little bit of hesitation because it's more of a galactic group.
So he has 9 children. What's the purpose of him having 9 children in this incarnation?
That is what I was alluding to in his personal life. There is a dropping of a density even for one who is falsely labeled at times Ascended Master, because you do drop into the density and you do experience those lower vibrations. But the purpose of the 9 children were so he could bring in others like us who can follow in the work, and all the better to have them be young at this point, because they will be of an age where they can participate when the matrix is down. Is that not possibly true?
Absolutely. This concluded my interaction with Donald Trump's soul for this session. In a subsequent session, he did return to give us some more information, and that session is being processed and will be shared as soon as possible. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my interaction with Donald Trump's soul.